Hello everyone, I'm the Weather Dude, welcome back, and today we are giving our update on Winter Storm Nathaniel. Before we get started with the video though, if you guys have not already, please consider subscribing. It really does help my channel grow. I want to thank you guys so much for 2,000 subscribers. We've flown past, and hopefully we can hit our next goal of 3,000 subscribers soon. And also, to help this video reach more people, please consider liking and sharing it as well. And let's get into the video now. And as always, please be sure to stay tuned for the whole video so you don't miss out. And trust me, you're not going to want to miss out on today's video because we are talking about Winter Storm Nathaniel today. The updates to Winter Storm Nathaniel, just updates on it and like impacts. And we're going to first be looking at two regions that we're going to be highlighting on. I'm also going to be talking about the Midwest briefly, what it's going to be doing to the Midwest tonight in the Monday as well. First, we have like the Mount Holly National Weather Service, so like the Philadelphia-ish region. Really, totals have been kind of slacking off, so probably a couple of inches, maybe like northeastern PA, northern Jersey, Philadelphia, and the suburbs included, maybe I-95, Wilmington could get an inch as well, and then south of there, it's probably going to be nothing. Well, and south of I-95, it will certainly be nothing by the time it flips over to rain. That's probably what it's going to be looking like for that. Another region is going to be like kind of like here's the DC area. Baltimore is here as well. All right. Now a little bit higher totals in those slightly higher elevations in eastern West Virginia and western Maryland, where you can pick up 2 to 3, even as much as 3 to 5 inches as well in those darker shades of blue. All right, so we're going to be taking a look at the Midwest first, and we're going to be kind of not really using the global models because of their 3 and 6 hour increments. We're going to take a look at more high definition models, such as the high resolution model, for example, which is what we're going to use right now. So yeah, as you can see, this is Monday around 6 o'clock-ish in the morning. You can already see the snow is starting around Kansas, northern Kansas, western Missouri, all right? And then it really lifts up, and it kind of breaks up into two parts. So one will be some heavy snow in central eastern Illinois, western Indiana, and then another part will still remain Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa. Midwest, this region that I'm zoomed in on right now is probably going to be the region that sees the most snow by far. Really not going to be an East Coast event. Or I should say the East Coast not really be seeing the most snow out of this. Still some snow here, definitely some sleet mixing in, some ice as well. Illinois, Indiana, into Ohio. We got southern Iowa still in a lot of heavy snow. You can see the darker blue. Even a few patches of magenta, which is like the really heavy snow. And you can see this is like approximately 10-ish p.m. on Tuesday, and it's still going strong. Central, southern, and eastern Iowa, northern Illinois, Chicago included, right? And then this really kind of takes a while to start spiraling away here. We still will have some flurries left over. I'm sorry, that was Monday night I was talking about. Now we're on Tuesday afternoon, right? So you can see it kind of comes in like late Sunday night, and then in through Monday morning, then Monday into Tuesday afternoon, it kind of lifts up, and then into Michigan, we're gonna have some spotty flurries left over, and then that'll kind of like be it. So a lot of snowfall, as you can see, and Chicago, like right in Chicago, somehow you're more than your suburbs. So according to this model, the high resolution model, Chicago metro and especially those western and southern suburbs include as well, maybe 7 inches of snow for you in Chicago. So that's always nice. I get some nice snow in Chicago. I believe we may be at a deficit this year, but either way, it's always nice to see some snow in Chicago. Kansas, this is in those red shade you see here, the red shading. Probably where your 12 to 18-inch snowfall totals are going to be, 12 to 15. Parts of southern Iowa, eastern Nebraska, and even central and northern Kansas as well, maybe 12 to 18 inches. And even outside of that, right, even in this purple shade, oh, sorry about that, you're probably going to be seeing 6 to 12 inches in there either way. And still a lot of snow as well from even south central Illinois into southern Indiana as well. Could even see a few inches of snow. So definitely a lot of snow falling in the Midwest. Definitely more they're going to be seeing in the East, which we're going to look at now. So this first model, you might not have heard of it before. This is the HRW WRF ARW. It's a lot of numbers. So this is like one of the string of HRW models. Pretty good model to use short term. I have used it short term before in the past. So as you can see, here comes the snow, and really, it's not looking too much for the east at this point. You will get some snow, and some areas might even go over to rain, which is really not good news because it's all going to be gone. There will definitely be a lot of, not only will there be a little bit more snow in eastern West Virginia, western Maryland, and northern Virginia, but there will also be more ice as well. So just keep that in mind. There will be a lot of ice there. And you can see, I mean, the snow, this is about 7 p.m. ish, and then snow is on Maryland, southern PA, Delaware, western Jersey as well. According to this, actually, snow could even be getting down towards the beach. Maybe you could get snow briefly for a little bit, but it won't be long before it goes over to rain. Um, you can see overnight, you can see, I mean, this is 4Z, right? It started about 7, 8 p.m. according to this particular model, and we're going midnight. It's still snowing. It's a little bit lighter than when it first arrived, but it's still snowing. Then it kind of really becomes patchy by the time 4 or 5 o'clock when you wake up on Tuesday. Then the snow becomes kind of like patchy, not as much. Then the low gets a little bit closer, a little bit more warm air. We got a little layer of ice in between there for northwestern PA down through southeastern PA as well. Some spotty areas of ice. Now, by looking at that, you might think most areas will see 4, 5, 6 inches of snow, and it's actually less than you might think. Some of the models, when you look at the radar, you think there's going to be more snow than what the radar actually tells you because the radar looks like it says it's a lot of snow. I get that. I have that problem sometimes too. The radar looks like there's going to be a lot of snow, right? It's going to be snowing for 6, 7, 8 hours, but sometimes when you deal with the temperatures as a factor and just the intensity of the snow really makes a difference. Ice accumulation with this model is actually well over an inch in eastern West Virginia and northern Virginia, so that's a lot of ice. But even outside of that, we're going to see a lot, over a quarter of an inch in some spots. Again, that quarter from eastern central Illinois all the way over through western Ohio, quarter of an inch, maybe upwards of a half inch in some spots, 0.4. Even Philadelphia could see upwards. Philly to Wilmington on the I-95 corridor could even see upwards of a tenth of an inch. Even places south of Cleveland could see more than a tenth of an inch as well. So ice will definitely be a problem with this system. Even if you don't see any snow, ice will be a problem, or you can get a both mixture of snow and ice. Snow totals with this model, yeah, it's not really that much, sadly. But Midwest here, of course, that's where we're going to see more 4 to 7 inches over there. And then 1 to 3 will probably be the general what you're going to see here. Western New Jersey all the way through Maryland, and again, central eastern Pennsylvania, Delaware as well. Even on the Appalachian Mountains east side of West Virginia, you guys can see maybe 3 to 5, maybe a little bit more, upwards of 3 to 5 inches. So that's how your snow is looking for this model. Now we're going to use the model that we just used for the Midwest. We're going to use the high resolution model. Again, love looking at this model for short term. It'll be interesting to see the update that it has for tomorrow morning. And there will be some flurries scattered around. They've been saying there was some snow on the radar, but it's not quite reaching the ground where I am. So not so much snow yet. But as you can see, the snow is definitely on its way. And you notice it's not one big band of snow, right? Where it's not one intense band of snow and then some sleet in the middle and then like rain to the south. It's not really how it is. There's going to be some warm air infiltrating, so of course there will be some rain breaking into some parts. So it's not like one organized band of snow. I wish it was. But still, it will be snowing pretty good through the overnight. We could get some waves of moderate to slightly darker blue moving through the mid-Atlantic. So hopefully, like I said, with Winter Storm Gale, where I was, a couple inches, if that was in the forecast. And then, it has to do, sometimes it changes right when the storm arrives. The forecast can change, right? The temperatures were a little bit colder than expected where I was, and heavier bands of snow. So then banding features is going to be something to watch too. So really, even when the storm arrives, there could be changes to the forecast. All right. Now there will be some ice as well, even as far north as Cleveland and Erie. There will be some ice, and again, it's pretty much lighter snow at this point. This storm is going to be more major for the Midwest, but still, definitely according to this model, causing some problems in the Northeast, New York, Pennsylvania as well. Could still be dealing with a lot of issues. All right. Now for places like New York, this model goes out 48 hours, so the snow totals for you might not be quite finished yet. So if we were to go to the snow totals real quick, it says 5 inches, but it may even be a little bit more than that because this can't quite go out far enough yet to where the snow would end. But still, probably 5 to 8 inches up there in New York according to this model. Actually, more than 6 inches for eastern West Virginia and northern Virginia according to this model. Even DC, maybe even probably actually northern suburbs of DC, 3 to 5 inches even, yet Philly might only get barely an inch. So that's it's kind of hard to believe that the snow is like holding together and then breaks up like this. I mean, it has happened before, but hopefully the snow can hold together a little bit longer so that Philly does get its fair share. And even New York as well only looks like 1.5 inches according to this model. And as for ice, most of the 0.1 to 0.2 inch ice totals are pretty much the entire state of Pennsylvania, northern Jersey. And then we got some those darker shade colors where it's like ½ inch to as much as 3/4 of an inch. Again, eastern West Virginia and northern Virginia, maybe even western Maryland as well, will be the target for the most ice. Definitely looks like you see gradients there in the models. And even again, 0.1 to 0.2 inches as well from Illinois, Indiana through Ohio, according to this model as well. Next model, we got the NAM model. We got NAM 12KM, which I'm showing you right now, and we're also going to have the NAM 3KM, so both of the NAM models. So here it is, and the NAM model pointing to this is 8 p.m. Monday. You can see kind of like an explosion. Like we got a little pocket of cold air, and some darker blue, like as far south as the Chincoteague and Assateague Islands. We got as far south as the Chesapeake, getting in some snow, southern Delaware, and even northern Virginia and D.C. getting on some snow before it does flip over to some mixture and eventually rain. So you still got that snow band here. This is like just before midnight on Tuesday. And again, some snow and ice will still be hanging around here through 5 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. It still will be snowing. And then it's going to be more, and then even through 11 o'clock, maybe Philly we could still see some ice. Some models saying could flip to rain by this point. But again, it's going to be northwest and northeast of the low center will be where most of the snow is, right? That's where like we can find the coldest of the air, of course. It all depends on that low movement as well. And then the other low comes from the south, but we might have to wait a little bit longer on that one. All right, but we're just talking about Nathaniel for today's video, of course. Now, ice totals, like 1 to 1.5 inches is a lot for like extreme southern, like the PA and West Virginia border probably. More than ½ inch of ice in some spots from, again, that zone right here, probably including Indianapolis, western Ohio through Indianapolis, through central Illinois, maybe near Peoria. Could see a lot of ice. Philly area, maybe over 1/10 of an inch of ice as well. And as for the snow totals, well, I'm not quite sure about this, but NAM model is putting that 3 to 6 plus, kind of like the Mid-Atlantic, Delaware, Maryland, Eastern West Virginia, Western Maryland as well. And of course, quite a few inches back towards the Midwest, where we really quite can't see on this map. But still, 5-6 inches for those areas, and a couple of inches still, or a few inches for the Northeast and New England, and maybe even the Northern Mid-Atlantic. Again, really, there's going to be updates on this. There's still actually some uncertainty, believe it or not. So there will be updates on this up until the storm actually is like arriving in the Mid-Atlantic. Now ice, again, you can see the really dark, like that's not magenta, but I call it like a dark pinkish orangish that you really see, and that's that really heavy ice, that crippling ice you're going to see through Monday afternoon. This is the NAM 3KM model now, and you can see there's the snow still hanging around. All right, this is 2 a.m. and then it kind of becomes a little bit more spotty. At 8 a.m., we still see some ice. And again, here's the low pressure center right in the middle. You got your snow shield kind of like forming the shape of a rainbow, kind of forming to the north of that, kind of like almost like a halo, so to speak. And then you can see the snow lifts up in the northeast and New England. And definitely a good backside to the system as well. Definitely filling in, looks like, afterwards. So that'll be interesting to see if we can get that to happen as well. Ice totals with this model are even worse. All right, they're talking about 2.5 to 3 inches of ice. That I just never heard of that. I don't think that's gonna happen. Eastern West Virginia, but I mean, if maybe ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch, maybe even a little bit more than that, but not 2 to 3 inches, right? This isn't snow we're talking about here, or rain. This is ice, right? Like even an inch is just absolutely devastating. And again, 1/4 of an inch to a ½ inch of ice back here into, again, that same trio of states, Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois, and then the Mid-Atlantic, maybe even over a 1/4 inch or 1/10 of an inch near and around there as well. And snow totals for the Mid-Atlantic, probably, again, 1 to 3, with 3 to 6, maybe in those higher elevations in West Virginia, and maybe even into New York, maybe even a little bit more as well. So to finish off here, we have the winds, and you can see there will be some stronger winds with the stronger storms with the rain and precip further south. We got some stronger storms forming down there, so 45-mile-an-hour wind gusts potentially, but there will be some stronger winds that do kick in Tuesday, maybe winds gusting as high as 20, 25 miles an hour. They won't be like utterly strong, but there will be some. And then of course we'll see with this storm with the European model, 121 mile an hour wind gusts with Thursday's system. But again, that's not part of Nathaniel, but that'll be something interesting to watch. Even GFS calls for some really strong winds as well with Thursday's system. But even with Tuesday's system, Monday to Tuesday's system, there could be some winds gusting past 25 miles an hour in some spots. So thank you guys for watching today's video. Hopefully we'll get an update coming on the Thursday-ish system soon. Hopefully this will be a big time because, you know, it's supposed to be a snowy event for me with this system and it didn't turn out to be. So hopefully Thursday's system will be a maybe a nor'easter as well. So definitely stay tuned for updates on that. I am the Weather Dude signing off. Till next time, I will catch you guys in the next video.